CBS News correspondent Scott MacFarlane is joining us now to talk more about the concerns surrounding SNAP. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
So what is the status in Washington at this point? Lawmakers are on recess for the weekend. When can we expect some kind of movement?
Yeah, there's no progress to report at all, and that's quite something 3 weeks into a shutdown. The pain hasn't reached the point where either side seems to be willing to compromise. So the next pain point really is this SNAP program, and it's quite painful, the Supplementary Nutritional Assistance Program, this 20th century initiative, which has become so critical for so many families who simply can't afford food without it. This starts to get dialed back or becomes more tenuous for families because of this extended shutdown. And I think that's the type of kickback from constituents, or the type of thing lawmakers can see that could incentivize what hasn't been incentivized over the first 3 weeks, which is a negotiation. In fact, there haven't even been ancillary discussions between the leadership in Congress to end this impasse. It's possible SNAP moves some people in some way.
What have you been seeing nationwide with SNAP? Is there any kind of panic?
Well, SNAP was expanded during COVID. The pandemic left people in much more dire straits financially and food insecure. That type of expansion is at the root of what is part of the budget discussions in Washington traditionally. Can we afford to continue paying for this at its current level in perpetuity? And some of the budget hawks would say maybe not, maybe we adjust it. But this is a whole more pernicious thing, where the ending of government programs because of the shutdown, or at least the pausing of them, the cutoff of federal funding, has put everything in jeopardy, whether it should be expanded or otherwise. And SNAP obviously impacts the lower income families in our country, and they don't have the voice right now to capture the ears of lawmakers. I think that's the fundamental dynamic that's causing so many problems.
There may be some people who are arguing, well, if there can be a solution to help our military continue to get funding so that way they can eat, can't something be arranged in this particular program?
That's exactly right. There could be some effort towards earmarking a specific pool of money to help with that. But right now it's difficult in Washington for Republicans and Democrats to look up and agree that the sky is blue, no matter how meritorious. The military pay has been arranged. They're also moving some things around to pay federal law enforcement, correctional officers, immigration agents, FBI agents. There could be a proposal to get this earmarked in some way. But there's just no meeting of the minds on anything. And if you listen to both parties, they haven't really changed their rhetoric. Democrats are blaming Republicans, Republicans in kind. Local Senator John Curtis says this is all partisan politics and that this was a predetermined shutdown because of the dynamics that are so intransigent in the nation's capital.
Are lawmakers hinting to the fact that they may not make a decision or come to an agreement by the deadline?
Yeah, and I think you're going to measure this shutdown in weeks to come. To have a breakthrough on SNAP or anything else, there has to be a high-level negotiation, a give and take. To start a high-level negotiation, you actually have to be talking to someone. All we have here, including today, including yesterday, the day before it, are dueling press conferences. And dueling press conferences solve very little, especially thorny problems like this one.
All right. Well, Scott MacFarlane with CBS News, thank you so much for joining us.